Hello and welcome to the Through the Decades April 2026 Premodern Monthly, coming to you from Through the Decades in Louisville, Kentucky. Today we'll be featuring the round 5 matchup between Dan on the bottom with hFEB and James on the top with Moneyball Black. And we'll get to their match after a word from our sponsor. Through the Decades, in conjunction with the Ohio River Boas, are proud to bring you Grand Prix Louisville on June 6, 2026. If you ever find yourself missing not only the pre-modern era of Magic the Gathering, but the old tournament structure, this will be the event for you. The entry fee for the main event is $60 and will include a specially designed Grand Prix Louisville playmat and a stamped card. Prize support for the main event will be $5,000, paying out to the top 16, along with a Magic the Gathering themed championship belt for the winner. Side events will include some retro booster drafts, including Mirage Block, Tempest Block, and Urza's Block, along with a Pauper Win-a-Duel giving out a Tundra to first place and a Bayou for second place. The main event will max out at 300 players, so seating is limited as we throw one of the largest celebrations of the pre-modern format to date. So, don't miss your chance to be part of pre-modern Magic history and sign up by scanning the QR code on the screen.
Right, it looks like we are ready for round 5. This will be our final round before we get our cut to top 8. So both of our players here are in a win-and-end situation. Yes. So, looks like we've got a couple friends here as well.
Oh yeah, they definitely rode together. I was standing next to them when they realized they were playing each other, and they felt even a little more. Oh
man.
God!
And then you walk up to them and said, "Hey, you want to get
right
there?" And they're like, "Oh, yeah,
I didn't ask. I could because you know."
So I say that this is for top 8. There's something so much more, and that is hanging cloud over your buddy. For beating him and knocking him out of top 8.
I have never had anyone just absolutely rag on the fact that they beat me.
No.
Ever.
I've never heard or seen that before. So we have seen Dan Smith here. He is going to be our player at the bottom here. He is our hFEB player from earlier.
Yes.
It's like he kept his 7 and immediately got duressed here by James, who is on Mono Black.
Yes. It looks like just a standard Moneyball list. Actually, no. It is the 75 that John was playing earlier.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is the rack. Oh, this is not great for our... Is that a Portal Ravenous Rats?
That is. That's a pretty interesting one.
That's sick.
That is sick.
And hell of a guy, Dan, over here, making sure that he plays up for us.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all friends here.
What a good guy for us, yeah.
Oh, that survival. That survival would have been so good.
Yeah. So in this spot, who do you favor here? It kind of feels like, again, if...
Sure.
Ooh. Now that's interesting. It's like...
I kind of favor the reanimated Triskelion.
Yeah, it's like, but right here, it's like a 3/4 Triskelion,
Excuse me, a 2/3. It's got free count. It's a 0/0. Oh, no, it's a 1/1. Oh, my God, that is a 3/4.
3/4, sure.
That was a turn 1. For some reason, I was thinking blocking ballista stats.
Yeah.
No, you have to use a counter to shoot itself. Never mind. That is a 3/4 on
You don't
turn
have to
2.
worry about a counter to shoot itself anymore.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but it's like, this is why this is so good. Is normally this hippie would be such a problem for the hFEB player. Nope, we just have a Triskelion out there. We can just shoot that guy down at any point.
Yeah.
And
Now, that does look like that is I'm assuming an altered hippie. It looks a little too crisp on those black borders to be...
beautiful. Let's see. So, attacking for 3 here makes sense. Really, just shoot that hippie down at any point.
Or block with the bird.
We'll drop with the bird.
Look, the real scary card is Withered Wretch.
Yes, it's like Wither Wretch is definitely going to be James's best card here.
Yes.
Just to stop any of the...
Well, that's going to be a cycled Unearth. Yeah. I think that's a very... No? Are we...
Thinking about it.
Yeah, okay, yes.
Yeah, okay,
yeah.
cool.
There we go. There we go, Dan. Now, those rats are going to get sacrificed to get rid of something. No, they're not. On the other hand... Now we don't have player mics right now, but I do have a feeling. Dancing like, oh, you wanna cabal therapy my suite?
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah,
come on, it'll be great,
buddy. That way, I have to discard this gemstone mine.
Yeah, at that point, I don't think I would actively.
Yeah. So we're rolling the dice for even odd.
I'm the best.
And is it going to be? It's not the squeak.
I'll give you something else to kill if you want. That sucks. Go ahead.
Oh, and that's the wither right
And there's that target for that Triskelion right there.
Yeah.
I think we bash in for 3 first.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is certainly the most scary card for our hFEB player here.
It's a 3/4.
He'll attack for 3. I don't think he's going
Even if you block, you can still kill the
Doesn't feel like it's.
There's no
Good block
there's
here.
no reason to.
Yeah.
Block with your face for sure. And he might not even kill it at this point, just because we don't have anything in the graveyard.
What is he eating?
Doesn't matter. That
Is that okay? So he eats the unearth.
The rack.
that is a rack.
Is that a rank? Good. So
Combat. Yeah. Evens? Sure. Evens.
so he's going to take two here at least. He's going to pitch. Okay, so yeah. He missed the squee the last time, but now he hit the squee. But now he also has a wither rush, so he can eat the squee now before it's
Yeah, that
able to go back to his hand. So
that's-
that's interesting. I wonder what Dan's worried about. Oh, okay. Okay, so he just didn't get it either.
okay.
It's alright. I mean,
I think he may have pointed that out and missed looking at, realizing that. Ooh, but here's a hermit.
exile the 2.
I mean, that's how we do this now.
Yeah.
This build of the deck has far more removal spells.
Yeah.
So we could see a Funeral Charm, a Smother. Actually, no, that's it. Oh, a Snuff Out.
Get stuff out, yeah.
A smother.
But with Dan, I'm assuming he doesn't have an unearth in hand yet, so he can't
Yeah.
flip his graveyard or his library into his graveyard and then
Yeah, you can.
I go on.
Flip and upkeep. Cast
Yeah.
Frozen Reclamation.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, and shoot.
The other card.
He's gonna have to shoot the withered wretch here pretty soon. I think that's an underground.
That's another Ground River, yes. And another Rats, okay.
So that gets rid of that. So
Nope.
now, the mana. I don't think mana's an issue looking at
No.
because he's able to tap and down Rashana for it. So I think he will.
All right, while we are in upkeep,
He can do that.
yeah, we're
So
shooting
he's
down.
gonna start shooting down the withered wretch.
So importantly, he let 1 point of damage resolve. So that way, if he has a removal spell,
You have an
he can do it in response and then go off on top of the
Yeah.
Withered Wretch.
Yeah.
So that's discipline play by Dan. Now, I will be honest, when I pulled him for camera, he looked at me and said, I'm on a downslope. Why do you want me on here? And it looks like he's playing.
He's doing pretty well.
Yeah,
So-
those are some discipline plays right there.
You play Croson Rack?
Here is the
What was the mana tapped for?
the activation of Hermit Druid. He tapped down the reflecting pool with the
Okay.
Rashana port.
Okay, then you activate the Hermit Druid in
Yeah.
response,
So,
or float the green, let resolve, etc., etc.
so I think
Yeah.
so. He's sitting down here. I don't think he has. So the only thing I guess he really have to worry about is stuff out here since he's tapped out.
You figure it out.
Which is kind of
I'll figure it out.
kind of judging how it looks. I don't think
There's
stuff
only
out is in hand.
There's only one in the list, I'll be
Yeah.
completely honest. And at that point, we just
How do you game?
we go where we can, you know. So
We can always set up
instead of Cabal Therapy,
Cabal therapy with to get a Psychic Talk on top. And with that Cabal therapy, we name stuff out.
You're right. You do have snuff out, so you're gonna
I
have to do that.
believe Dan's list does have a Graveyard Scrounger.
Battlefield
Or
Scar. Yep, I see it right there.
Battlefield
Right
Scrounger,
where it
yes.
was, skeleton.
Yeah. So worst comes to worst, we can reanimate that Beneficial Scrounger with something like a Karmic Guide and kind of get out of jail free if something has
You,
kind of
you,
like a,
you get to have basically what I refer to as the ocean play.
yes, very much so.
I don't care. Okay.
So, not interested in looking. He's just like, yeah,
Yep.
and so
And we've now got the Crossing Reclamation. That's probably going to tag 2 Unearth.
yeah, and this is all still before Dan has drawn his card for turn. So yes, assume that's the Crossing Reclamation going away. And
Yeah,
there's
there's
see 2 unearths here very shortly. Yep, there's 1 and number 2.
and then we're again playing revealed. Yep, there's his deck.
Would you like to shuffle this?
What would you like to cut? And,
Yes, I would.
of course, trust your opponent. Always cut the cards.
Oh yeah.
All right, and what do we think he drew? Not even looking. What a mad! Oh my God, an Unearth.
This will actually shifter. Resolves? It resolves. I'm making
Sorry, shifter. Weirdly, becomes a Karmic Guide.
Yep.
It's a rules quirk.
Yep.
It's called layers. Yeah.
Because the last thing is when it resolves is become is go to the graveyard. So therefore, just for the moment,
See. Yep.
it sees that. Yep.
So Karmic Guide. It's Karmic Guide. So the real Karmic Guide grabs the Psychotog. And now
Yep. And then that goes to the graveyard.
he is going to put the Psychotog on top. He's going to name.
Never would have made a difference.
Yep,
Yeah.
okay. And this is rudimentary. Yeah.
Yep.
And
So this is just the standard. He's going to eat
I
cards
know what your deck does.
in his graveyard until a Static Chroma is going to be the top card. So the Robot Shapeshifter has eaten a bunch of cards, gotten a bunch of 1/1 counters, and now the Chroma that has haste flying
That's like
and hits for probably about 40 or so.
yeah, I mean 14 was the number. There's very clearly what is that? So he needs to pump it 8 times.
Yeah.
So he needs to remove 16 cards. 16 cards are easily in his graveyard.
Yeah, very.
Also, they're not 1/1 counters, by the way, my dude.
No. Oh, did I say that?
Yes, you did.
Too much Psychic Frog, I guess.
I know, right? All right, so let's take a look at our sideboards here and see exactly. I'm looking at, actually, we'll look at your list first. HFEB.
So I've got 1 White Tutor, 2 Eladonri's Vineyard, which is pretty interesting. Oh, out a lot. 1 Ray of Revelation, 3 Pyroclasm, 1 Duress, 2 Xanon Swarm, 1 Auramancer, 1 Monk Realist, 1 Naturalize, 1 Utami Orangutan, and a E2 Slinger.
What are we bringing in?
Probably the Slinger, just because we have to be able to kill the Withered Wretch before we go off.
Yes. I also think we bring in the Enlightened Tutor for sure. When there's a lot of hand attack, you just put that stun gun right on the top
Right
of the
on
deck
top.
and
It's
just
really
keep.
hard to Thoughtseize
And,
with the
yeah,
library.
exactly. And Enlightened Tutor sort of definitely fixes that
I
problem.
agree.
Otherwise,
Maybe Pyroclasm if there's enough other cards that you feel are bad enough to bring that in, just for the same reason of dealing with Withered Wrench. But outside of that, maybe Auramancer. Just if you get your Survival of the Fittest Duress, you can put it back in hand.
yes,
I can see that as a possible option as well.
that seems entirely reasonable.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
what do we got on our mono black opponents?
Well,
What do we got here?
let's talk about what we've got here. So, we've got 3 Dystopia, 3 Engineered Plague, 2 Gloom, 1 Perish, 1 Plague Bearer, 1 Skeletal Scrying, and 1 Smother.
A lot of these cards.
Well,
A lot of these cards look really good.
all right. And so, I don't know, you could argue for bringing in the Engineered Plague.
Yeah.
That
I
is,
think so.
you can name Human, right? Hermit Druid is a human.
Yeah.
You could also name Phyrexian, so you can get that Phyrexian
Get
name.
the Shapeshifter.
Oh no, I'm thinking you did Devour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Shapeshifter, you can name with that if Shapeshifter ever it's a different creature, it just immediately dies. I don't think that.
What about Perish? There's a lot of green creatures in this deck. You know, Fate of Roots, Birds of Paradise, Hermit Druid. Obviously, being on the play, you definitely want
Unless he sets it up
See,
where.
Smother. Smother definitely comes in. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
Push the Smother.
We'll be at the same side of the bracket. Like 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I like all of those. What we're cutting.
One of my losses,
Neither of us. We might not get
Bane
in.
of the Moving, I don't know, it feels maybe a smidge too slow. I don't know.
Not in Stronghold.
Scott and Stronghold again.
Not as Stronghold is not good in matchups that, you know, Enchanters, it's great. Enchanters for a large percentage of the field, yes, do that. Replenish. It's great against that.
Yeah.
It's great against blue white lanes. Those are three prominent decks in the field that's great against. Here,
Yeah, I just don't think it's good enough here. So I think it's pretty.
I think you could easily cut those two. And then if you want to try and cut the Bane of the Living, that's 4 cards out. You could argue for Perish, Smother, and then maybe 2 of the plagues.
Yeah, I think so. I don't
You
think
can
you
get
need
a
to go.
third. Yeah, Dystopia is not where you want to be, not in this matchup at all. It is a way to get rid of survival, but this deck more than anything else.
It needs its creatures.
Yes.
But we'll see what they did. Go to game 2.
Let me know if you want to concede.
Now, fortunately for James, being on the play here does allow him to be able to get that engineered plague out. If he brings those in, you
Yep.
know, get some of his 3-drop haymakers out before our player can go off here.
Yeah, Dan does take a few turns. I don't think he is the Elvish Spirit Guide build. I haven't seen one. Oh, no, he does have one. Okay, so he is able to get down a Hermit Druid or a Survival turn 1.
Which
If
would
he
be
has.
disgusting.
Yes, it would be disgusting.
Replenish.
Wow, that's a weird.
I started off 2-0.
So,
Oh, wait.
but it looks like he didn't like the 7, so it's going down to 6.
Starting out 0-2. All about how
Never
you
the
finish.
best thing you want to do against someone like Hermit, who's almost eternally messing with your hand, either turn 1 or turn 2.
Yes. So no, we are in the final round going into top 8. These players are roughly a winning.
We're pretty sure this is going to be a winning game.
Which sucks because I went up against Sly and Dreadnought. I was hoping that they'd do well.
We have had several draws so far. We do know that our replenish player
Sit around and watch
drew in, the one from earlier.
Tyler,
Tyler drew in. Elves from earlier.
yeah, so I think he's also drawn in. It looks like we have a couple of our guys still playing. It looks like one of our landstill players in 3-1 got prepared out, so he's having to play as well.
But I won game 1, so I will.
What I say is, there's
Looks
always
like
game 3.
nope, we're going to get
no.
back in again, so we're going to be going down 5.
I mean, okay, and that's a I'd call him that situation, but at least he's up a game
Yeah.
and on the draw. Which
Oh, you're not invited though.
What?
you know what?
Not.
Thank God we play in pre-modern where we don't have Thuxies,
Oh my.
so at least his creatures are safe.
Yes.
On the in the
You left off a word.
now that doesn't mean that they're going to be safe for long once they hit the battlefield, but
You can at least cast them and they have a shot.
yes, you have a chance to not just immediately get booted out of his game.
You gonna get that before you get there?
Now Dan, I'm sure, is just on cloud 9 at this moment.
I'm seeing a lot of lands. This is fine. Whoa. Don't say that. Sorry. That's 4 lands. There you go. That's 5 lands.
That looks like a lot of lands.
That was a very defeated hand.
That looks like a lot of lands. And maybe he may have to just eat this. There's only so low you can really go in these types of decks where you just need a critical mass of cards.
Yeah.
You just need to hope that the top of the very, very generous.
Yes, and I
I feel like that's maybe where he's at. Yeah,
Yep.
he kind of resigned his fate now.
there are some decks where you can go down to 4 cards.
hFEB is not one.
Yes,
I'm so
enchanters.
ready.
Yes, you can go to 4
Do it, yeah.
if you cross your fingers and pray.
Yeah. So we're gonna see what we're gonna be looking at.
That's a ball therapy. I'm going to say we're on either survival or.
Oh, you're in a combo.
Oh, did he say survival? Oh
He did.
no.
Oh, that would actually would have been pretty interesting. He had 3 land survival squeeze, so
Go ahead.
we're
What?
you'll see what we can do.
It's free.
It is actually
Free
free.
real estate.
Rats, yeah.
Go ahead.
This is just
That squeeze.
you just have to pitch a swing.
Snap discard.
Yep.
What?
Wait.
Something looks like he may have forgot to grab that squeeze, which he'll he'll be able to grab it next turn.
If we see a wicked dredge, I'm going to be so
So
sad.
that would be
That's also bad.
Why? How is that bad?
Well, now
Thank
my
you,
mana,
man.
my
That was
last
good.
step for mana.
Wasteland.
You're right.
I mean,
that and yeah,
the good news is at least
we do have a city of Christ. No, so at least that
that's a rack in his hand. Oh,
is it.
yes. He's probably contemplating whether he wants to boot up and swing, or if he wants to. Yep, and we are on the beatdown plan.
Yeah, that makes
You're so smart.
sense. Back there. Yeah.
Yep, and I think that's why he declined to play
There's a gem
the rack there.
That's a gemstone.
Now, the scary thing here is we are still a survival away from
Yeah. Just
our hFEB player being able to just get back into this game,
exactly.
or an enlightened tutor, or what have you. Like there are so many cards the hFEB player can do. Now there are also cards that are just dead, just
Yeah. So
dead and dirty.
I'm thinking something like Battlefield Scrounger or Triskelion, kind of stuff.
Oh boy, my calendar.
Yeah.
Which
It's just blank piece of the cardboard at this
Do you have a hand?
your turn right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I will be honest, that's my experience when I tried to go
Play.
and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. I think that's gonna be.
Let me tell you,
dead.
that's not dead.
yes.
That Hermitory.
Like, oh well, there's a smother in hand, so we've got that at least.
So we have that at least covered, but this also turns on Unearthed into being a good draw.
Yeah.
If we just bring that right back in.
Yeah, we have
expands.
we have
damage.
5 more good draws.
Yeah, like more good draws for him.
That yeah, we have to cast that
Yeah, we gotta
smother,
get that.
and I think now you have to cast
Which
that.
land is gonna tilt people?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. For now.
It's almost like they're listening.
Or it's almost like we're just saying the very obvious plays that you have to make, and they're both good enough Magic players to be in the winning end
Sure.
Yeah.
at this event.
Probably should have saved my smother.
Go ahead.
You know what? Psychoton gets lets you discard a squee
Yeah, it's like
and just start beating.
we
Also,
it's at least two
You see a squeeze?
duress.
press,
So we get to see-
show me lands, show me lands.
Okay.
You know that ball rash
So
shade
that
shifter
bowler
could be a squee.
shapeshifter is well right now it's a
I
Hermitory.
don't have it.
Be a little upset.
So
How many count? That is 2 counters on
You
there.
said sit. Oh, you lied.
yeah.
I lied.
And now it's a
So now
Psychoton.
it's a Psychoton.
Go ahead. Yeah, I had two.
That is
It's gonna be tough.
I think to answer your question, I think that's two.
that is 2 counters on there.
I see.
Sorry, we are. I am leaning in closer to the microphone. We are on a shared microphone this time rather than our usual
I'll have to play this too.
setup. So,
Yep. So
That's all.
Austin, speak up. And
I'll do my best.
Especially if you actually have it. So if I go down to the card, you like hit me with everything.
Right. I'll take like 5. You go to 5. Hit you for 3. You take, let's say, 2. 5. I can
I
have
think that's
chain.
the only way I'm gonna win this game.
Make that
I
chain
actually
small.
think this is the only way.
Well, Dan is very much in the tank here. It's woo, survival off the top.
my God, that
So-
man had a family.
Yeah, so this can get very interesting here very quickly. So with 5 mana, he is able to
go get Palinchron, cast, untap all your mana.
so actually the Palinchron may be able to get him there.
Yes,
So I'm thinking if he has the Phyrexian Devourer Triskelion
yes,
available to him, I think the Palinchron would get him just enough mana
yes,
as it's sitting right now
yes.
to do it.
Yeah, he can discard the squee here. Go get Palinchron.
Yeah, the problem is with this is that it is open to removal of really any
You have
type
2 activations.
from what James has.
Squeeze
So you just kinda-
into
The question is,
Palinchron.
when is the right time to go?
Probably.
And I think that may just have to be this next turn because
Or
you're going to get attacked for 3, you're losing 1, so you would go to
Hold on.
Yeah.
We are misquoting this altogether. If you discard here and just go get the Devourer.
yeah.
Wait, no, he needs 1 more land. Never
He needs
mind.
1 more land is what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
he is
He needs
pinched on a
to buy for
man.
that. So
Right now I have perfect info. You're
this is really close. And these are the type of lines, the type of game states that hFEB is really good at getting people into. So yep, there's a Power Crunch.
So
So
we
it
all-
looks like he's going to be able to do it with Power Crunch here, and that's also with James not having anything to interact or mess this up, which could be a very tall ask.
I gotta think if I have enough mana. Do I have to play around fuel? I think I might have.
Now, if we draw another land here, this game ends on us.
Yes, yes, it does.
Because that's still got 2 counters on it.
Too much mana. So if I pitch this on my turn, I cast it.
It's like anything like a rat, like a second rat here would
So
do it.
funeral
Now, we keep saying removal spell,
in my
but it's going to be a 4/5
Yeah,
with 7 mana cost. Smother doesn't get there.
yeah, like Smother
Any-
actually want to do it there.
Any
Yeah,
of the target removal doesn't get there. I think
it may be. Yeah.
think we're a lock here. I think
Outside of
I-
something like that. Like we have funeral charms in this, don't we?
Funeral charm or no, yeah, we do have funeral charm.
Yeah, so
A
it's like to
funeral
make him
charm could
discard
make him
a card.
discard.
Yeah, and that would do it. Chain of Smog.
Now you would have to do the funeral charm in Chain of Smog as a sorcery.
Yeah, it's like
No, it would need to be instant speed.
yeah.
Basically, the only out we have right now is funeral charm, making them discard,
If I pitch now and you
making them discard in response to the Palinchron, or in response to the Valrash Shapeshifter, which means Shapeshifter would enter the battlefield as
you having
a squeak, and then would give you a turn.
It's like both players are both just looking up at them. They're both very much in the tank, thinking how does all this work?
upkeep
Yeah.
trigger?
So
All right.
looks like Dan untapping.
That's fine.
All right, we are in the upkeep.
Yeah. So he takes one from the rack, and he gets to pick up a squeak.
Yep.
I can see what the
Tap.
card is.
Active player, non-active player.
Yeah.
Did we draw a land?
Survival.
Okay.
So we're discarding the Palinchron.
I don't know if he still has that Elvish Spirit Guide in hand. Looks like that may help him out as well. That may be what he grabs here, if that's still in the deck.
I don't think you go get that.
I'm just wondering what you grab.
I think you grab Devourer.
Oh yeah, duh. You can just do that now. Duh.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you grab Devourer,
Yeah.
cast Palinchron, untap your lands, and then
And then go to the races.
yeah. Yep.
So yeah, that's Devour.
Thank you. I can't. There's no way for me to play around funeral charm.
So now we cast the Shapeshifter.
Sure. Always game 3.
One counter left.
Counter left there.
4, cast a Shapeshifter. That Shapeshifter is a Palinchron.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have responses to the
It's
Shapeshifter?
like, do we have something like a Diabolic Edict? There are 2 Diabolic Edicts, so
I don't know if he would have kept those in though. That
maybe not.
there's so many like
Yeah,
dorks that sit around like
it's tough.
your wall of roots and
Ooh, but
roots.
that's a stuff out. That would do it.
That is the other thing I couldn't play around.
Okay, so with the inter battlefield trigger on the stack,
Yeah, so it's like
he does still get
and
and a
there's
funeral charm.
Yeah. Soul Read.
make him discard a card. Or
You got your own
yeah,
time
it's like I think that's discard a card.
I did.
Or maybe he's just showing his buddy.
Yeah, that's,
I had that too and had to figure it out.
yeah. Yeah, now the lands are untapped for the Palinchron.
I pitch and go.
It's not. It's like what he can do
Shapeshifter, I have to draw a land.
is
He can rebuild for next turn.
yeah, it's like he can bend the squee, go grab another Shapeshifter.
Yes.
Okay. But like with that kill. It's like how it sits right now. Yeah, it's like he's just gonna boot this up.
I mean that's not insignificant considering we are
now in the Can the funeral charm pump any of the guys to kill?
Yes, it can.
Yeah, it's
it
like
can
it can
pump
pump
the.
the Midris factor and kill it.
Are we about to be seeing a game 3 here? +2/-1 is not.
No? Okay, so it doesn't do that. Definitely the not a very normally used piece. Okay, so he's just going to make a discard with it. Yeah, not a very normally used piece of the funeral charm.
I'm misplaying.
So what he can do here, I think he can pitch the Devour to the power, or to the funeral charm, and then go grab Volak Shapeshifter with Squee. He picks up Squee for turn. He needs to find. He still needs to find one more mana.
He needs a land
Because
badly.
this City of Brass will kill him, so it's actually not a usable land.
So
he
that's
picks up-
funny. It actually is a usable land
Oh, because
because it is a trigger. It is
Yeah.
a tap and trigger. So if he gets
But-
a.
that actually may work. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay, so he's gonna kill the rag.
Okay.
Yes, because he would have died to the rag before any of this as well. So,
Well, he wouldn't have because he had 3 cards in hand there.
well, he would discard card to funeral.
Oh, okay.
So that makes sense. So the funeral charm's still on the stack. Yeah, so I'm gonna pitch that.
Pitch Devourer.
I don't have enough mana.
He is.
It's really close. Yeah.
I don't think we can get.
Yeah.
If we draw Unearth,
But what happens if we go on?
actually nothing because Unearth is top card of the grave.
Yeah. Or no, it's future with CMC Fearless.
I was thinking Valra Shapeshifter.
Oh, or
I
yeah.
don't have enough mana. I don't have enough.
And it can become a Devourer for.
I can Cabal Therapy it out of your hand.
Right now.
No, that's not gonna work. Okay.
We're still on my turn.
hFEB definitely puts you through its your paces, doesn't it?
Yes. Considering we've gone from hey this game's over to no wait
To how many of these millions of different lines that this deck has? How does it? How do any of them may be able to squeak a hand right now? And that's what he's contemplating. Yeah.
Alex, we had like a little bit of lag for a second. That Karma guy just naturally don't play.
So yeah, that makes sense to discard this Karma Guide. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So this, as we were saying, sets up for an unearth on Karmic Guide if he hits it here.
Full
Well, it
in.
sets up for another Shapeshifter, which then
Oh, yeah,
becomes
yeah,
Karma
yeah,
God, which then
yes.
can return.
There is. I don't think Hermit Druid's going to be ends.
Yeah, Hermie the Elf not getting there. So, all right, we're gonna go to game 3.
Whew.
And I'm only in a 5.
Against this deck?
Bad.
Bad. Also, I just had like some other, so I was like, I name survival every time. I can kill a million hermits.
Quite the interesting game.
Yeah, yeah. This has been this game has been better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, this has been real good. I don't think either player is going to change up their deck list after that. I don't think anybody really did anything that wasn't kind of expected. So
I'm gonna go look at the players and let them know how much time they have
Sure.
left, just so while
Yeah.
between games.
Yeah, in my mind, I feel like you almost try to block me. Like play a creature that kills my factory or my rat.
I drew natural, which is why I was like,
Ah. Because if you do that for like 2 turns in a row, I might not be able to get anywhere.
17 minutes left.
Thank you.
but I have to play. It puts me down to 3 cards. It puts me below 3 cards. And
yeah.
I started taking damage from the rack.
Squeezed you.
I got squeezed. Alright.
The audacity. Am I supposed to play with it over here?
I don't know.
I'm not.
I just like it on my right hand.
all right, and it looks like we are
Oh, man.
drawing our opening sevens.
Yeah, I can't keep. I'll go to 6.
And it looks like our hFEB player is again not happy with the starting, so they go down to 6. Looks like Mono Black is going to stay at 7. I think being on the play is going to help out a lot. Again, he's really looking for something like Survival of the Fittest or Hermit Druid to really get his deck really, the engine's really moving. And I think really Survival of the Fittest is the better one of the two in this matchup. Hermit Druid just is being a 1/1 just kind of dies to so many different cards that James has in his deck here. So if I bet if he had a choice, he would want to have Survival in hand and just hope that James doesn't have something like a Duress on turn 1, which if you've ever played with or against Mono Black, it always feels like they have a Duress or Cabal Therapy turn 1. We'll just see what he's got here. So it looks like he's going to have to go down to 5 once again.
And I didn't have survival. Also can't get survival down against these.
Well, as we saw in our last
You
game,
almost have to have an enlightened tutor in hand.
it got down to 5, and it was really close. It was a nail biter all the way to the end. So it's definitely, he definitely has a lot of play still left in this.
I think you like being
That's because it's the rain.
I think you like being in the car. You can call and have a pre-conversation. Oh, this deck feels
Good and bad, huh?
yeah. First few games today, I was like, ooh, I'm cruising.
Tell you what, that feels good.
Mono Black.
I'm like,
I like Mono Black.
somebody did play Compass against me.
I definitely punted one game, which sucks, but
It's like all this mono black decks are making Compass show up.
See what this 5 is. Yep. Right. Counting down, it looks like we have at least a keepable hand here. I see an Enlightened Tutor as one of the cards
ready?
here.
Yep.
Dan's going to have to mold down to 5 once again, unfortunately. So
I mean, that light shooter's going to put on some work, though. Even get a
yeah, it's like
direct.
as we say, yeah, you can't duress the top of the decks. We'll see.
Sure. Good.
He just had the survival right in his hand, so that's going to stick around.
Yeah, that's real good right now.
Yeah. The rats.
No, no,
and the
it's
sweet.
oh no, his sweet.
In hand. Ooh. So again, for a mold of 5, you could do so much worse.
Yes.
Sure. Not hitting lands.
Yeah, well,
I wonder what he's going to grab here. Something like a bird.
Yeah.
And that makes sense.
Full shuffle.
He's got to control his mana. He
Yep.
needs.
Yep. And missing 3rd land drop, that makes even more sense.
Yes. Now,
That's bad.
I was about to say a wasteland and a removal spell would be backbreaking.
3.
How about a Rishon Import?
Christian Port also does pretty well, and then see if he has something like the Funeral Charm or
Chain
Yeah.
with the rat?
Smother.
no.
This is bad.
Thinking
Why doesn't have the mana
for
for
So
Alright, this is gonna
They're
seem
not this one.
weird.
Chain if you don't try me the bird, that does not seem weird.
just being able to chip away at resources, just
Yeah.
yep. That's the Funeral Charm.
Swing for 1.
Yeah.
Game 3.
Almost as if we showed up.
Yep.
City of Red.
Float a green.
Got it.
Fish
Yep,
green.
we're gonna tap deck the city, and
He's gonna
it's gonna
float
do
around.
1 damage. Yep.
And another bird.
Would not shock me. Yep. Stopped right at the first one.
I still like
can't.
water.
Yeah.
I'm dying so fast. I cannot play this game all day.
They white
I
board
need to draw
faces on the
land.
land.
My hand
They're
is really
psychopaths,
good,
don't get me
and
wrong.
I haven't drawn land.
But I will say, having just your whiteboard, you know exactly what bird you're fetching out.
It is what it is.
I like it.
It's not draw. Yeah. You guys want that?
Yeah, I'm signed up.
14.
Yep.
You want to kill a bird?
I don't know yet.
Go ahead.
So we're gonna be right back in the same Song and Dance. We'll see if James has another removal spell. Right. Knowing Mono Black,
Yes.
I would. Yeah, it's a pretty safe bet.
Bed.
See, this is the position where a Diabolic Agent would be okay,
Yeah.
but just the
Ooh. Okay. The So he did bring a few of those dystopias, and that's looking really good here.
You know, the thought is just show me snuff out.
Oh yeah.
Show me snuff out.
Yep. Yeah, it's like,
Floating a green.
so he's gonna, yeah, it's like, I think it's pretty easy. Float the mana,
Close the
pick
man.
up the squee,
Yep.
pitch squee to survival.
Supposed to be having all the answers right now.
Off we go.
Monk.
Really hope I cited it in.
Oh, if you did it,
I did. Okay.
So
alright.
real
It's like,
unfortunate.
Couldn't
Yeah.
remember.
Monk Rios. Okay, so he did bring in the Monk Rios as well, so that's gonna blow up that dystopia.
Good for him.
Good play.
That is good, clean answers, and I like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that they've talked about this matchup.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure they might have built those sideboard plans together.
yeah. It's like
Go ahead.
they definitely
A lamb.
are playing some versions of these types of decks against
Oh, yeah.
each other in this type.
Wait, wait,
Of,
dude.
definitely.
Some other
Oh yeah, the Cincinnati crew has a lot of events.
Oh yeah.
The bird's dying.
I'm assuming they're sensitive. They're not cool.
Yeah.
They are sensitive,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say. Look, I don't know. All cities in Ohio are pretty much the same. Okay. Inferior to Louisville.
They all
right?
start with C.
No,
They're all
no,
in
no.
there.
We love our neighbors to the east here. Thank you guys for coming out. What's that? I'm just gonna start a Calumet Montague feud, right? Between,
Yeah.
the Boas and the Retromancers on accident.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Sorry, guys.
Dibs on not being Mercutio, even though I'm the clown. Anyways,
Okay. So the hippie, up the clock a little bit, up the hand pressure a lot.
yes.
Hey, honors.
Swing for one.
In this game to go
Really,
fast.
really how it's been so far.
Pass.
Um,
And you gotta keep
James-
City.
or Dan really hasn't been able to accrue a lot of value because each of these survivals have just had to answer what
I kind of misplayed.
question James has given him.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it is.
it's like, yes, he has Sweet now for 3 or 4 times, but if you look at the board and look at his hand, he doesn't really have any of the card advantage to show for it.
Yeah.
Really hope I draw a land.
Wall of Roots is a good pickup.
Yeah. Doesn't
He
look
is-
a hippie very well.
I mean,
but
at
yes.
this point, you've got a hedge on getting a land.
Yeah, you do.
Wasteland in there.
You know,
Yes.
That's the disconcerting
like
part.
you
Oh,
can't
absolutely.
keep playing this Birds of Paradise
Draw a land.
go game.
I mean, you really can.
He's just got to play to his outs, and there's a
There you
land.
go. So,
You asked
Go.
yep.
Walrus.
Looking up, they're both kind of smirking, and James is kind of like shaking his head.
Yeah.
So there goes the Battlefield Scrounger.
Do I get 2 turns?
So I wonder if he just, it's like, I bet he go Grand Flora Shapeshifter here,
Go
and
to you.
kind of just has to get a little lucky with Hippie not hitting.
How many cards do we
Like
think he
card-
has in his hand? So he doesn't have the squee.
He doesn't have Squee in hand. We see at least one. I bet there's
I mean,
probably
your
one
wall
more,
is
so
pretty
probably
good.
3.
Total.
That would be my guess.
Get your 33% on.
Yep,
Here's a can.
33% of the time it hits every time.
How many cards in hand?
Oh, 5.
5 cards.
It
Looks
may
like at
actually
least
look like, yeah, it's like it may be, it's at least 2, may even be 3, so we'll find out here soon. 4,
Okay, that's a 25.
so 25%er. No, 5. Ooh,
Was that 5 in hand?
that is for 5 in him, so
Okay, you know what? I like this better.
yeah,
1, 2, and that is not a,
that's the second survival. Okay.
which would have been pertinent if there was a dystopia still out, but no.
I'm going to try to keep you off.
So there is a Funeral Charm and a Perish. Okay, so just choking mana.
Yeah. So we've got a
and
crowd,
pitching power for- They've got a little bit of a crowd occurring around your players
a
now.
crowd amassing. As we start to count down this time, we only have 6.5 minutes left. Once we hit that 5-minute mark, I'll go
Yo, yeah,
warn everyone. Yeah.
Better not draw a land.
Yeah. And this makes sense. He's going to try to
You have to have a close spot.
go for it here.
Also,
So we do know that we saw that James had Funeral Charm in hand. He has
Oh, you're right.
the Rashad port to tap down one of the City of Breath. So it does do another damage
I
there.
just forgot. Like, I played
the more important is 3 mana, so he's only
nothing else I could have picked.
MVP going into his turn with 2 mana. So
Yeah,
he's not able
because-
to cast anything like that Vorav Shapeshifter just yet.
Wall of Roots is dead. Thanks to
For your
the
upkeep, I will port your
to that.
Good job taking it down.
tap room.
Goes to 7.
We're gonna make a mana here. Discard Squeaky, probably
Yeah.
get another wall.
Figure my way out of this one.
Be surprised by
It
that.
seems like I just need to cast Hermit Druid, and that's...
If you look at it, you can see there's 2 Mistress Factories in James's answer. So he can attack for 4 next turn, or attack for 6 next turn, and then tap with Rashad Import to do the final 7th damage.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah,
definitely
this
has
is
to put something out. And that doesn't die to Funeral Charm, because we have seen that there's a Funeral Charm hand
Yeah.
as well. So.
Play a Hermit Druid, draw a land.
think
I get
think Moneyball. Well, not Moneyball. Just
I take
hit this rack.
Yeah, it's
Might be close to
yeah,
I swing for 6.
squeaking it out.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. So pitching this didn't even matter.
Evan's definitely taking his time looking through all of his options here, because we're getting very much into crunch.
All right, that's what happens.
I could have done differently.
Like if you can play a blocker,
We could
you get another turn.
That's not enough.
I don't
This
think it is.
deals.
How many? Thank you.
Like if I cast if I draw. All my choices are bad.
It's like he's still contemplating what he has here. The Chroma is going to be the tank. Interesting. So that does good offense and defense
My
here
Scallion that I had in hand.
as well.
And then if
So
I-
that would be able to
if I
block
draw a land,
one of the Mistress
I still would
Factories.
have had to put I still have to put Palinchron in the yard. Now I can pitch Palinchron in my upkeep. I draw a land, and then you have to not have a kill spell. Draw. It's fine. Doesn't matter.
Let's flip the top card there, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're so it did find land off the top here, so that Chroma is also in hand.
Like if I block, I lose. Right? I have no more flyers. I needed to draw like an animate that or something.
Yeah,
So the Tutor Chroma
I
line
agree with that.
makes a little bit of sense because, of course, he can just make a big dumb creature.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Now, my favorite line is the Tutor Karmic Guide
Yeah.
to then bring back
To
a
bring
Chroma.
the Chroma.
So then you just have a big dumb 6/6 hasten creature
Yeah.
that the black player cannot remove.
Yeah.
And returns just any creature.
hmm
It's not restoration.
Yeah, where you can't get angels with it.
Yes.
I did just double check just to
Yeah,
make
I saw you look that up. Like,
Add the green, those
Trust-
dies.
I pulled that play a couple times playing hFEB.
Yeah.
Ah. Yeah, you don't have to activate then. You let the wall die, activate Palinchron's on top, Borat Shapeshifter on top.
So you
It looks like kind of just talking through
Yeah,
possible lines here, yeah, and just
and we've
there's
got
the extension of the hand, just not being able to get the input inside.
we've got a handshake.
Very, very close, very hard fought games.
Yes, absolutely. So, congratulations to both players. We don't know exactly who won. We will see that, of course, reflected in the standings.
Yeah.
As we get to that, I'm going to go at this point switch us on over to
Yeah.
the scene. We are going to get top 8 deck lists together. We're going to grab
We will.
our judge here and have them do the deck checks and everything.
Yep.
And
Perfect.
from there.
Alright.
So
We will be back, guys.
we will be back with
Alright, well I punted that.